Unmuted.
Who's supposed to be running this show today?
Alan, you running the show?
No, unfortunately, I'm on vacation. I'm actually in North Carolina.
Uh,
I'm just a spectator.
okay.
Wanda should be getting things going, I would assume.
Do you have any other questions? We should be done. Chat. Do you need help? Here.
Alan, can you hear me? Alan? Who's here from the city?
Glenn?
Glenn, who's running the zoning board meeting today?
We are trying to set up the computer in the mayor's conference room.
Okay.
Thanks.
Device next to the router and the modem.
Ooh.
We are looking. There's some kind of a card with a bunch of sound stuff. It's not here.
Hi, Ivy. It's Mom. Listen, I got a question for you. Currently, I'm involved in a Zoom meeting. I've pulled it in. My name is up there, but my video of me is not showing. Should I be pressing something on my computer to make the camera pick me up?
You're using a computer?
Yes.
In the bottom left-hand corner of the screen?
Yeah.
Is there something that says join video?
I've already on there. I mean, if I see the screen, I
No. It should say in the bottom left-hand corner, there's something where it says mute, and then it should say join with video.
can start my video. Okay. Okay, I'm on. Thank you. Bye-bye, honey.
Yes, you're fine.
I just unmuted. Nope.
I was muted by the host. Can you hear this? Oh, I don't.
Right, just run. You see, that's me, and you see, yeah, that's yeah. So I'll mute mine, and
Hello?
Me again. They're still reading to start the meeting. My picture is up and my face is up there, but how do I talk? How do I mute and not mute? I don't know how to do it.
In that same corner where it says start video, there should be a microphone.
It doesn't have that.
It's like a picture of a microphone in the bottom left-hand corner. Yep. That's where.
Okay, on my screen, I just have the other people that are waiting as I am, and I see my picture at the top of the screen. On my face, and
Okay.
so, and I hear them talking. So, how did I mute? Activate. Doesn't have anything like that. We're not started.
Okay.
But when we do, I don't see how.
The start video was at the bottom left-hand corner, right?
Nope,
Where was the start video?
it wasn't. Because we were talking, a message came on and it said, activate your video. So I clicked on it, and now my face is up in the corner of the other piece. That's
Okay.
the only thing I got.
The only, the mute and unmute is always in the bottom left-hand corner. So make it full screen. Unless it's set up, I can't imagine that it would be set up some other way.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my computer so I can
All
just
all it says in the bottom left-hand corner is the person's name of the person that's on the screen right
no, below that.
now.
It's like the very bottom of the screen, all the way to the left. Quinny, do you know where my computer is? Okay, where is it? Yeah, the one with coloring on it. Where?
Yeah, there's always a learning curve.
Oh, here it is. Thank you. Now you can see it.
I'm here. Mhm. Got it. Yep, now I see it. Yep. Yep, that was it. That was it. Okay, I think I'm good, so. Yeah, it just, it's very, it keeps on disappearing. That's okay. I can. Got it. That's what I needed. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
We are trying another computer to the city of Dunkirk.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, good afternoon. Sorry we're a little bit late, but it's 5:25, and we're going to bring the City of Dunkirk Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. It will now be in session. Clerk, could you please call the roll.
Commissioner Collier,
Here.
Commissioner Usaki,
Here.
Commissioner Rice, Chairman Hellwig.
Here. Of the evening is going to be the appeal of Eric Stump for permission to construct a deck landing at the property located at 79 North Ocelot Street.
Dear sirs, I have an existing brick steps with railings that is falling apart. I would like to replace it with a 12-foot wide by 8-foot deep pressure treated deck/landing. The new stairs would come down to the existing concrete sidewalk built to code. The front of my house is 23 feet from the right of way. The existing is just a step to door. This would allow for a couple chairs to sit out. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Stump on the Zoom.
I'm here.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your project here?
Well, the existing porch was, I believe what they did was they bricked over a concrete steps, and it has a wrought iron railing and it's falling apart. It's right now it's probably about 7 or 8 feet wide, and I want to make it the width of the bump out. And also by bringing it out that distance, it brings me out past the existing structure that's there.
Okay. Will it be a major change in the look of the property?
I think it'll be an improvement.
Okay.
I'm going to use Trex
Great.
decking and vinyl rails.
And the only thing is that it's too close to you violate the minimum front yard depth. Do you know what the front yard depth is now for your steps?
I'm not sure. I sent in a survey with my paperwork there. I believe it's probably another 2 feet out from the house from what it is.
Right. So what I'm saying is the existing distance is not 25 feet, right?
I don't have that survey in front of me. I sent it in with.
Looks like it's only 23 feet as it is. Okay.
Most of the houses on that street are.
Anybody have any questions?
I'm probably farther back than 75% of the houses on that street. Most of them are like 10, 12 feet from the curb or from the sidewalk.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why I asked that question when I drove past. So give me a little bit of a second. What do I do now? Normally I would ask if anybody's opposed or in favor, but you said there's nobody else that's on it, right?
No, we asked for public comments,
Okay.
or, comments submitted, and so you can ask if there's anything.
Okay, all right. So well, thank you. We'll be back to you in a second. Has anybody submitted any testimony for this case?
No.
Okay. So what we'll do is after we go through all of these, we're going to talk about. Okay. So if you just hang on while we go through the rest of them, it shouldn't be too long. All right, next appeal. Actually, wait, should I ask Glenn if there's anything first? Glenn, is there anything about this that you want to talk about? No. Okay, good. All right, next appeal is the appeal of Robert and Patricia Kenzer. Permission to construct a porch at the property located at 60 North Beagle Street.
To the Zoning Board of Appeals. My husband and I are recent owners of the home at 60 North Beagle Street in Dunkirk. We wish to build a porch onto the front of the house. The house is situated 36 feet from the edge of the road, North Beagle Street, and 18 feet from the sidewalk. After consulting with your code enforcement officer, it is our understanding that this may be in violation of the current code regulations. Therefore, we would like to apply for a variance and a building permit in order to construct the porch in accordance with zoning board guidelines. I have also consulted with our neighbor, both next to and directly across from us, and they have no objection to our plan as it keeps the house in alignment with many of the other homes on the street, and it does not impinge on either street or walkway access. Drawings and pictures of the property and proposed project are enclosed with our application and fee. Thank you for your consideration of this matter. We look forward to being a part of our new community. Sincerely, Patricia and Robert Krenzer.
Okay. So is Mr. and Mrs. Krenzer on this Zoom?
Yes, I am. Here we
Okay.
are.
So, all right. So talk a little bit about your proposed porch.
The porch will have a concrete floor. It will
Okay.
extend 19 feet down the front of the house and come out 10 feet further than the house is now. There's currently a stoop with stairs going down, so it'll be slightly larger than that as far as coming out.
Okay.
Anything else that we sent pictures that the contractor drew for you and measurements.
Looks nice. So there's really no steps to it.
No, it'll be, actually, I'll come down from the house and step onto it.
Okay. And who's doing this for you?
His name is Richard Finch. He's out of the Gary Ellington area. And you have his contractor license and insurance information.
So it'll basically match the house and everything?
Well, the house is vinyl, gray vinyl sided. The porch will have a concrete bottom and vinyl, spindles, I guess would be the.
Yeah.
So yes,
Looks
it'll
like you
match
have
that.
a roof on it.
The roof will extend from the original roof. It will, if you notice from the picture, it will match the opposite side of the house. The driveway side of the house has that roof cantilevered like that, and now this one will match it.
Great. Okay. Glenn, do you have anything to add? Okay. Is there any letters for or against?
There is one letter in favor.
Okay.
Dear zoning officer, as a backyard neighbor, I have no issues or objections with the Krenzers constructing a porch at their house located at 60 North Beagle Street. So I would be in favor of their new porch and hope to be invited over to such porch someday. Gerald Waite, 59 North Ermine Street.
Okay. Very good. We're going to talk about it and then we'll come back with our decision for you tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Just hold on for a little bit.
Sure thing.
Thank you. Is that it for that?
Mhm.
Okay. This is how we're doing it. All right. The next appeal will be the appeal of Amoniac for permission to construct a garage and privacy fence at the property located at 417 Temple Street.
I don't know, I can't hear anything.
Okay.
Steve, if you were talking, we couldn't hear you.
Okay. No, I wasn't. It's somebody
Okay.
else singing. That's not me.
Well, I read her letter.
So that's what we're waiting for.
Dear Zoning Board of Appeals, we, my husband Keith and I, have now lived at this property for 10 years. My grandmother, Maud's Bill, owns this house, which is currently deeded to her trust. My mother, Melissa Brzezowski, is the trustee for the trust. My husband and I are interested in finishing our privacy fence to enclose the backyard as well as build a 40 by 60 garage. We are requesting a variance so we can finish the backyard enclosure with the 6-foot privacy fence instead of the recommended 4-foot see-through for the existing.
Play with them.
This request has been made because our backyard on McKinley Avenue is being treated as a front yard. There is a larger lot than some on the block. This parcel on the tax roll. This parcel on the tax roll is one which then makes this a rear lot. We are also seeking an additional variance for the 40 by 60 garage to be located within 3 feet of the property line versus the front yard setback of 25 feet. We've been informed we must adhere to. This would place the garage at 25 feet from the road. We feel that because this is our backyard, we should be granted the variance for the garage, as well as the variance to complete our 6-foot privacy fence. Sincerely, Rebecca Van Gogh.
Michael, find something else to do with them.
So can you tell us a little bit about the garage and about the property and the different constraints that the property has?
It's really, really glitchy, and I don't know if it's our side or not because it's hard to hear.
Okay, well, we can hear you. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So just what happens is whenever somebody else makes a noise, then the feed goes right to them.
Yep.
So like if I rustle papers or something, then it kind of cuts you off. So I'll try not to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead. Did you hear my question?
We didn't.
No. Did you hear my question when I asked?
We did not. Say it
Okay.
one more time.
All right. Well, let me start over here. Okay, I will. You gotta wait till the video goes to me. How come it's not going to me?
I can hear you now.
So, okay, great. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask you, I'd just like you to explain a little bit about the uniqueness of your property and why the garage doesn't quite fit the normal zoning laws and the different setbacks and stuff. What is unique about this property that makes it so that you would need this variance?
If we put the garage where the front setback is supposed to be, it would put it 47 feet into our backyard, which would only leave us
roughly 30 feet of yard. So we really wanted to be able to put it closer to the road so that we could still have a backyard, enjoy it with the kids, and let our dog out and let them roam around in the backyard fully enclosed, and let the kids also, enjoy it, and eventually put in a basketball hoop in the back for the boys to go out back and play and not have to worry about anyone coming over and messing with them.
Sure, that's understandable.
It just makes it tough when it's considered a front, but it's our back.
Right.
So.
Okay. I'm going to ask if anybody else here has a question. Does anybody here have a question?
I'm a little bothered by the fence. Does it have to be so close to the sidewalk or street?
The reason why that we wanted to put
the question is, I don't know if you heard, the question is why.
Go ahead.
Okay, the question was why is the fence so close to McKinley Avenue?
Well, the fence would be 25 feet off of our property, off of the road. There's no sidewalk or anything back there.
So we wanted to be able to have the fence come even with the front of the 60 by 40 garage. So then we would be able to fully enclose it.
The only other houses on the back are Cindy Carnes, which is to the, if we stand at our back window, it's to the left of us, but the fence is already up on her side. And then Sally Moran is on the right side, but I believe that she said that she wrote a letter in favor of it.
So this is the house right now. This is Temple, and then this is McKinley. So this is their property boundary off of McKinley, and this is where they want to put this garage, and then they want to fence this in. You see how kind of here and then fence here. And this is right here, and this garage is here.
Okay, what is the garage going to be built out of?
We're still debating on exactly which way we need to go because of drainage in our backyard. And we were trying to look to see if we were going to get the variance, because if we don't, I can't keep on going forward of getting a hold of contractors and people to find out
Grade is
and the
different.
grade is different, you know, to make sure that everything is good. But we were looking to do a pole barns construction, which will have like stone in the front, lower 4 foot up, and then it would be pretty much black and white and tin. The rest of it would be.
Okay, can you say that again?
Sorry. The lower 4 foot of the pole barn would be a pole barn construction. The first 4 feet up would be out of like a brick layer of rock, more decorative looking stuff than a normal pole barn. And then everything else would just be tin, and it would come out of white and black. It would be, the roof would be black and the walls, well, the outside of it would be pretty much white. Damn, Baba.
Will there be garage?
Sorry. Say that one more time.
Would the garage doors face McKinley?
Yes.
Yes, they would.
Where would the opening of the garage be?
The opening of the garage would be on McKinley. It would be 2 garage doors that would be facing McKinley.
Okay.
Only because it would face McKinley is because I have. What's that?
The fence go in front of that, it would just end at the garage, the edge of the side of the garage.
That is correct.
You look like a crazy man. What's going on with him?
What's that?
I don't know. Put a restriction on that because it could be 35 feet high.
Okay. Okay.
It's big.
It's big.
It's huge.
How tall will this garage be?
To the top of the door would be 10 foot. So up to the top of the truss would be 12. And I was only looking to go 10 foot with the doors, and you got to have 2 feet above it, is so that I could back in my truck and my trailers and be able to utilize the garage like I would like to.
Okay.
I have some letters.
What's that?
I have letters.
Okay, so we got to see if there's any letters for or against.
There are. The first letter is, Dear Mr. Christner, this letter is in regards to a notice received on May 14, 2020. We as property owners residing at 150 West 5th Street object to construction facing McKinley Avenue. Our deck faces the property that is the object of the garage and fencing. This is a quiet residential street, and we feel any building of that size and proposed driveway that would be leading out onto McKinley Avenue would be very disruptive. We are under the assumption that said garage and fencing are for a construction business. That is totally unacceptable to us, as that would change the character of the neighborhood. We have owned our property at 150 West Street for 24 years and chose this location because of the neighborhood, which is quiet and peaceful. This is not an area, especially one that would change the traffic flow and disrupt a peaceful neighborhood. Yours truly, Bernice and Gary Settlemeyer. Dear Sir, thank you for your recent letter regarding the construction of a garage on the property at 471 Temple Street. I assume he meant 417, which would actually be on McKinley Avenue. My son's name is on, it is mine, so I pass on. My son lives in Athens, Alabama. He purchased it for me to live here till I expected. When I moved here in 2016, there were trees directly across from our property. They have been removed and now they wish to construct a garage or pole barn. Nothing has been mentioned about the size or intended use of it. Looking at some stakes I have seen, it looks to be about 40 feet by 60 feet. I am just guessing as to the size, but that would be more of a pole barn than a garage. A building there would generate more traffic, possibly be used for a business with people parking on the street, which is barely 2 cars wide now, plus a lot of activity, and would create safety issues as well. I have always been reluctant to tell others what they should or should not do, and this applies to their property as well. About their intentions and ask for thoughts in such a building, I might not be writing this now. The zoning laws were designed as such to prevent just such a thing from happening. I believe this will seriously alter the look and use of the area as strictly residential. So along with my son, my objection to the building of such a building. Sincerely, Gerald Barnes, 423 McKinley Avenue. Dear Zoning Board, regarding 17 Temple Street, I am at 4th Temple Street. The back lot is on McKinley. I have no problem with the building a garage or putting up a fence. No problem whatsoever. You can work out a compromise on the fence. I see no problem with the garage. They take of their home and yard very well. Good neighbors. Sincerely, Sally Moran. Dear Mr. Christner, thank you for your letter to me of May 14, 2020 concerning the above, i.e. the applicant's request to construct a garage and privacy at that location. Typically, I don't wish to undermine the wishes of others concerning how they would like to use their own property. In this instance, however, I am compelled to object to the request because it is in my own property and that of my neighbors. The affected area is residential, and in fact, I own the residence that is directly across the street from that site. Whatever structure is visible directly across from my home through the window of my living room. For reasons I think obvious, I have no wish to have the aesthetic of my living room view be dominated by such a structure. Moreover, I suspect that perspective likely would be shared with any potential.
I don't know what happened.
We didn't hear that
We
last
didn't
one.
hear that last part, Steve.
Oh, I can hear some people.
They're coming back. It's still there, somebody.
Okay.
If they still there.
Pictures. No, we're not muted.
You probably got all logged back on.
There we go.
That's the one you talking about.
You hear us?
Barely. It keeps on cutting in and out.
You hear us?
Now I can.
That's just...
All right. I don't know what happened. There, we're starting to get some pictures back now. We lost everybody for a minute. All right.
Project.
Yeah, this is a project. So you want to finish reading that letter?
Should
at
I
least?
send it over? I don't know when I lost it. Yep.
Okay, we're going to try to read these letters again. At least the last one.
Last one.
Go ahead.
Like, is it going to you? Can people hear me?
Yes.
You guys.
Yes.
All right, I'll start the last letter. Dear Mr. Christner, Thank you for your letter to me of May 14, 2020 concerning the above, i.e. the applicant's request to construct a garage in privacy at that location. Typically, I don't wish to undermine the wishes of others concerning how they would like to use their own property. In this instance, however, I am compelled to object to the request because of its impact on my own property and that of my neighbors. The affected area, I believe, is zoned residential, and in fact, I own the residence that is directly across the street from that site. Whatever structure is built on that site would be visible directly across from my home through the picture window of my living room. For reasons I think obvious, I have no wish to have the aesthetic of my living room be dominated by such a structure. Moreover, I suspect that perspective likely would be shared by any potential subsequent purchaser of my residence, so that the value of my property would be adversely impacted if such a structure was allowed to be built there. Additionally, the point of residential zoning, I believe, is to limit construction on lots there to buildings which parties will reside and that are incidental to such purpose. That, of course, is intended to define the essential character of the affected area. When non-residential buildings are constructed for primary purpose of a different nature, and the character of the site's use for such purpose and the nature of visits to the site for such use, I believe are inherently at odds with such residential character. I am not suggesting that such a building, its purpose or its use would be bad or inferior in any sense to that of the buildings typically comprising common residential, saying that they are different in nature. Or intended to comprise parts of residential areas and should be confined to construction elsewhere. To allow otherwise, I believe, would be to undermine the essential purpose for which residential zoning is established in the first place. I've appreciated you allowing me an opportunity to express my thoughts on this matter. Thank you. With kind regards, Sydney A. Barnes.
Okay. Any questions? All right. And I move on to the next. The appeal of Brightco LLC for permission to convert the existing structure, warehouse and office space at the property located at 85 Lakeshore Drive West.
That's the one for here. Or should I read the letter first?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. We are waiting to provide you with the information you may need to make a determination on the variances we are seeking at this time for the property at 85 Lakeshore Drive West, City of Dunkirk. Brightco LLC is a property management company operating since 2011. Brightco owns several properties in the Western New York area. This is our first purchase in Chautauqua County, Dunkirk area, and we're hoping for a good business relationship with the community. Brightco purchased this property as a secondary storage area for Bright's system, which we own also. As our business has grown, we saw the need to have an additional space for storage of equipment, tools locally rather than driving from Buffalo every day, as we have for over 20 years to deliver to the job sites in the Chautauqua Erie, PA area. Bright's System, Inc. is a mechanical contracting company in operation since 1993. Bright's provides services for Western New York and many other areas in the tri-state region. Bright's employs 10 to 15 men year-round who live in Chautauqua County area to service the local facilities. In the fall of 2019, Bright's began a search to purchase property in the Dunkirk area to use as a storage staging shop for company property. Bright's located a property in the town of Dunkirk, but that deal never completed. In the meantime, Bright's decided to purchase the property at 85 Lakeshore Drive West in the city of Dunkirk. The building is larger than our current needs. Therefore, we have decided to subdivide it to make use of the space and offer another business in Dunkirk an opportunity. Brightco plans to subdivide the property to allow for approximately 800 square feet of rental office space, with the remaining used as a secondary storage shop area for Bright System needs as originally planned. The income would supplement the taxes and expenses of purchasing this building in the city of Dunkirk. The zoning law was unknown to us upon purchase. We assumed we would be able to use this as a storage staging shop facility. It looked like it was used as a shop of some kind previously. The interior is original as built in the 1960s. Brights will be updating the inside of the building with some minor changes. This will not affect the existing look of the exterior of the building or of the surrounding area. Bright System Inc. will use the area to store equipment and process piping materials to be used at the job sites in Chautauqua County and Erie, PA area. It may do some small pipe fabrication from time to time as needed. The primary use, controlling classification will be storage of equipment and materials. At this time, we do not plan to have any employees on site on a full-time basis. They will use it as a storage drop area, and be there on an as needed basis. In the future, as business evolves, we may find additional uses. We want to be sure we will be in compliance. Brightco has provided a sample of this plan to attach to the building. Things can be used for rental space if needed. In closing, we believe we will be an asset to the area. We ask for your consideration in granting the required variances and permits for us to complete this project. Brightco's goal is to bring a reputable business who employs local residents to the city of Dunkirk. We have started the process. We need your assistance to finish it. Thank you for your time and consideration. We look forward to favorable decisions. Daniel Bright and Colleen Kelly Bright. What?
Are they on this?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
I thought I saw them somewhere.
Hi, guys. Dan and Kelly are both on. This is Ryan Maurer. I'm their developer for the project.
Okay.
So if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
This one.
It's just virtual, go through the same steps, just don't see. Just go to the same places.
We've already gone through 3 of them.
You don't do it. You just
All right.
do it. Actually.
Okay. So Ryan,
Let me pause, just because if that's not the applicant, should we get at least the address and names of the people who are
Right.
looking? Maybe
Right.
that instead of.
yes. Can you actually, Ryan, can you state your name and address so we can put it into the record, because since you're not the actual applicant?
Yeah, and the applicants are present. They're on here as well. Dan and Kelly, you're there? I think they are. Yeah, my name is Ryan Maurer. I'm with Rom Real Estate Development. We're at 5 East Main Street, Fredonia.
Okay. So the letter was pretty direct about what's going on, but I think a couple of issues. One of the ones would be the parking. Is there any place to park?
Yeah, there's some parking off of the side street there. I believe that we've satisfied with Glenn the parking requirements. And you also have the off-street parking that's right next to that as well. As far as traffic and parking there, they're not going to have a tremendous lot of cars there. They're looking to split the building if possible. They've talked to some prospective clients to possibly rent office space. But if they rent the office space out, we're talking a couple people. There wouldn't be room for more than, say, 2 or 3 people in the office. But I believe we satisfied the parking on the west side of the building in the presented drawing with Glenn.
Yes, when the board looked at last time as a brewery assembly area that did not meet the required parking.
Right.
This actually does, because this warehouse storage space only requires 1 parking place, off-street parking. The business only requires 2. I think that provides.
Okay.
So it's just the use of the warehouse storage in C1 zone.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions?
That was my question.
Yeah. Is there going to be any lighting on the building at all?
Dan, are you there? Not sure why this is working. There will be lighting on the west side for the parking area. That's it. There is a vestibule on the north side, which is existing, and there's existing lighting there.
All right. And the only signs are
there hasn't been any discussion about signage, but I would assume there would be a signage that would fall within the guidelines of the allowable use.
Okay.
I mean, really, the operation. I know she did a very detailed letter. Kelly did on what they're doing there. Basically, they're going to have a rentable office space if somebody wanted to, and it made sense to them for approximately 2 people. There will be an office space in the light warehousing area that'll be for Dan and Kelly to come and go. It won't be necessarily for one of their employees to be there, just for Dan and Kelly to have a place to come do their figures when they're working at one of the local food plants. They will store some of the extra parts, pieces, and fittings that they need for the different food plants that they work in. And they want to be able to also have sometimes they have to tack weld a couple of the pieces there before they walk over to the food plant. And they want to be able to lightly tack weld some of the little bit of fabricating that they need to do. There won't be people in there necessarily on a daily basis. It's just more of a place just to set their hat. So instead of having to run back to Talawanda every time everything's caught up, they can actually kind of plant their feet there for a minute, get out of the plant, go over there for a minute, do what they need to do, store some light material there. It'll save them a travel time, and they're making an attempt to kind of set their feet grounded here in this area since they do so much work in this area.
Any questions?
I just wanted to mention that the sign is actually on the agenda for tomorrow evening with the planning board.
Okay. All right. Got any letters?
I do. Dear Mr. Christner, I have received your letter of 14 May today, and I'm writing to say that I have no objections to the granting of the appeal regarding 85 Lakeshore Drive West being used as an office and warehouse. I recall a letter from your office some months ago suggesting that this property was to become a brew pub. Evidently, events have put that idea to rest. Best regards, Daryl Ganya, owner at 107 Dove Street.
All right. So let's move on to the 5th appeal of the evening, which would be the appeal of the Chautauqua Center for permission to construct a medical office space at the property located at 75 East 3rd Street.
Dear Mr. Glenn Christner, please accept this letter for our application's variances on behalf of our client, the Chautauqua Center. We are requesting to be granted an opportunity to appear before the zoning board at the May 26th meeting, at which time we will present the project and address the below requested variances. The Chautauqua Center mixed-use medical building with a size of approximately 37,500 square feet, which equates approximately 12,500 square feet per floor. The project site consists of 1.08 acre lot. The layout of the proposed project is depicted on the site plan prepared by Carmina Wood Morris DPC, attached to C-100. A copy of the exterior elevations prepared by Carmina Wood Morris DPC is provided as A-500, is also attached. The design of the proposed project reflects a deliberate effort for the building with drop-off, which is contiguous to the parking scheme that already exists on the site. The variants we are requesting are as follows. 79-7060. The building does not comply with the maximum building height of 35 feet and is proposed to be built to a total height of 40 plus or minus feet. Note, the ceiling plane of the highest floor would be located approximately 28 feet 4 inches above grade, and the pitched roof to shield the mechanical units will extend to 40 feet 5 inches plus or minus feet above grade. No habitable space will be located above the maximum building height. 79-24040, medical and dental offices, clinics, 1 parking space per 150 square feet of net floor area. Note, 79-24070 exceptions. The requirements of this article may be reduced to the extent that the applicant can demonstrate that less parking is required due to the development's close proximity to a public parking facility. Existing public parking is across East 3rd Street along the railroad. Cross easements have been put in place to share parking with the adjacent businesses. It is our experience that the majority of our clients take public transportation or means other than personal automobiles to arrive to our business, which in effect lowers our need for parking below what the city prescribed parking requirements are. Please do not hesitate to call if you require anything else. We look forward to our presentation. Sincerely, Joseph Dorbiala, Architectural, Carmina Woods Morris, DPC.
Okay. So anybody want to talk about this project? Let's see.
Yeah, this is Joe DeRobiella from the architect for the Chautauqua Center. Is it possible for me to share my computer screen with you guys? If not, I can just talk in broad strokes. I will leave that up to you.
Well, I'm not opposed to it. I don't know how to do it.
So you guys on your side would have to enable me to share my screen. There's a button in the middle of my screen that says screen sharing.
Yeah, I can see that green. Yep.
If you, I'm guessing maybe if you click on that button, there might be some pop-up.
How about if I put down multiple participants can share simultaneously? Does that sound like a good idea?
That sounds like a great idea.
All right. I clicked it.
Let's see. All right. Looks good.
All right. Looks like you're sharing something.
Is
There you go.
that correct?
Okay. Yep. We can see it.
Perfect. So this is our project site at the corner of East 3rd Street and Park Avenue. We are, like the letter said, proposing a mixed medical facility. Some of the modalities we will be offering include dental, pharmacy, primary care, and behavioral health services. Actually, before I go any further, we do also have Mike Pease, who is the CEO for the Chautauqua Center, and Rebecca Ruiz on this call as well. So they can feel free to chime in, or you guys can ask them any questions you want. But basically, our site layout kind of looks like this. We are proposing a new curb cut here on Park Avenue, which will be the main entrance to the site. There is an existing curb cut to the south that we will be removing. So we are keeping the number of curb cuts the same. You can kind of see it in the dark outline where we are replacing the curb back. So you'll enter into our site and you'll kind of circulate in to drop off any patients that require drop off. And then you can move out to the site, which we are proposing 47 parking spaces currently. I know the zoning code requires us to have 213 parking spaces. I would like to show this aerial plan here, which shows our site highlighted here in orange, which we are adjacent to a Family Dollar and the Save-A-Lot, which we have been in talks with the owner, which we can share parking with them. And we also have this municipal parking across the street, which is along the railroad tracks. And then there's also some street parking available. As we said, typically we don't need the same number of spaces that are required in the zoning code. We just built a new building out in Jamestown, New York, and we went through the same process, and we have found that we have supplied adequate parking on site, which was reduced from the zoning code as well. The other things that I want to say is currently we are keeping the line of pavement the same out there, and as stated in the letter, we are staying contiguous with the adjacent properties parking scheme, which is how we got to our 47. So you can kind of see here in gray what they have existing next door, and we are kind of continuing up the parking and trying to keep all of those drive outs the same to keep friendly. So moving on, these are the elevations of our building. As stated, we are looking for a variance of 5 feet. The zoning code states that you can't be higher than 35 feet. We are looking around 40 feet. Reading through the code, I say plus minus in there because it says take the average of the grade around the building to the eave height, and that's kind of where I get my plus minus in there. We have a garden level, which is gross square feet, about 12,500. and each subsequent floor is roughly the same. In the garden level, we are providing windows, so it's nice leasable space that lets the natural light in there. And then we have 2 floors above that. And then you can see the roof above, which, let's go here. You can kind of see this cutout in the middle, which I also have like a makeshift aerial shot, which kind of shows where that mechanical equipment will be going. And we will be screening that from the public. Another contributing factor to how we got to this building height is our elevator here in the front portion of the building, which requires 12'8" of overrun. So in order to get that 12'8" of overrun, we either have to go higher or like a higher tower above it, or we could provide the roof a little bit higher, which we feel is a little more aesthetically pleasing. Just to kind of take you through the project real fast. You have the main entrance over here, which you can come in, and you'll either have to you'll have to come into this elevator lobby and take the elevator up a half floor to the waiting room, or you can take these stairs coming up. There will be some check-in, and then you will kind of wait here and then move throughout the space. And it will be similar on the 3rd floor and 1st floor. Again, you'll take the elevator, or you can take these set of stairs, and you can filter throughout the spaces. These are kind of a couple quick shots of what we are proposing the project look like. And the materials will be some sort of panelized system that we kind of want to mimic stone and make it monolithic. And then you have brick wrapping the exterior, and then siding as you move back. It's kind of a modern take on shutter windows. And you can see the garden level windows.
Okay, Joseph, I can't hear you anymore.
You can't hear me?
No, you cut out on us.
I'm sorry. What was the last thing you heard? I talked a lot there.
We heard a little bit about the elevator.
A little above the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay. So
elevator and the roof being the same size to make it aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. So let's go back to the floor plan here. And we have the elevator shown in this front corner. Elevators, they need a certain amount of distance above the final floor in order to allow for somebody standing on it to be safe while working on it, just in the event that elevator turns on. And you also need space for the mechanical equipment above. So we have chosen to raise the roof a little bit to conceal that within, so it doesn't look like this big tower sticking out of the roof in front of our building. Roof pitch is approximately 3-on-12, and that's kind of the minimum we wanted to go because we wanted to make it feel like it had a pitched roof on the front of it. And let's see. This is kind of like the building layout. I don't remember what order I kind of said this in, but you kind of come in this front door entrance, and you will circulate throughout the building using the elevator or the stairs. First floor is a half floor up, as I stated before. These are kind of all of our modalities laid out. We have an emergency stair in the back. And then this is actually an entrance into the lower garden level that you will access via the parking lot over here. As you can see, so this is that exit leading out. This is that exit to the garden, or entrance to the garden level, entrance exit. And this is the front main entrance, as we spoke about before.
Okay. Well, actually, the only thing that there's a problem with is the height, which you explained is because of the elevator is one of the big problems with that, and then the parking, which you've said that you've got extra parking off the property from the neighbors and the city across the street. So.
Correct.
Okay, those are the 2 issues that were the main issues. All right. Glenn, do you have anything?
No, I just, we also have a landscape plan that was submitted late, that wasn't distributed to the board. So I can amend the plan for its sloped roof and trees, which will discourage the seagull population.
Very good. Very
We
good.
hope so, right?
All right. So, do you have any letters for or against?
Building. serve as notice of favor for the mentioned project by Colby Smith. We believe this bill would be a clinic, orthopedic, GLPP, prevention works, and soon to be Jonathan Geiger, construction services.
Anything else to do? No? Okay. Now move on to our last case, which would be the appeal of Richard Huffer for permission to construct an addition at the property located at 824 Central Avenue.
Dear zoning board members, Mr. and Mrs. Hoffer are Junior architect.
Is anybody on here to talk about this project?
Yes, I'm Pam Hofer, Rich Hofer's. And my architect is also on here, Richard Peebles.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about what your plans are?
So like the letter said, we're going to put an addition. We want to put an addition on the back of our house, family room, 17 by 14. Rich, do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, the addition is actually going to be built in the same location of the wood deck that is existing. The deck is actually larger. We're, again, asking for a side yard setback relief. And we're going to pull it to 5 feet away from the property line also to meet code. The addition, as Pam said, the addition's 14 by 17. There's a small 3/4 bath off of it also. The roof lines are in the same character as the existing structure, and also the materials and structure and colors are the same.
Any of you have any questions?
Drainage, you're pretty close, so you're practically on the property line. How are you going to displace the water so it doesn't run over into your neighbors?
Didn't quite hear.
Yeah.
Okay. The question is dealing with the drainage. How do you plan on dealing with the drainage so that it doesn't go onto to the neighbor's driveway? It looks like.
Okay. Well, we're going to tie roof drainage into an existing system. The actual site runoff doesn't change. We're going to take the roof runoff into an existing piping system that is on both sides of the house. We can tie it in.
Okay, can you do that? Can you say that one more time?
Okay, the roof drainage, the new roof drainage is actually going to go into the existing stormwater drainage that's there.
Okay.
So we're not going to be draining at grade and onto adjacent properties.
Yeah, we're just going to read off any letters of anybody who is for or against.
Good morning. I'm responding to a letter I had received regarding a neighbor's intent to construct all.
I can't hear it.
Anything about this? No, okay. All right, so now we're gonna discuss these and then we'll come back with our determinations. What? In a minute.
Need some Jeopardy music here.
Yeah.
Due order.
Granddaughter Zoom bound.
Okay, well now, will the clerk, will you please now read the determinations?
In the appeal of Eric Stump for permission to construct a deck landing at the property located at 79 North Oslo, Commissioner Collier, yes. Commissioner Usaki, yes. Commissioner Rice, yes. Commissioner Lugo Alfaro, yes. Chairman Hellwig, yes. Appeal is granted with the following stipulations. The appellant shall comply with all testimony and information presented at the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting held on May 26, 2020. Number 2, the property shall display the house number as required. The board stated the following findings of fact and the determinations. Will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood? No, it will improve the safety aspect of the property. Can other alternatives feasible for the applicant to be pursued be used? No, the existing structure is already too close to the property line. Is a requested area variance a substantial variation from the area of dimensional standards set? No, the requested 10-foot reduction is not substantial. Will the proposed variance have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions? No, the structure is set back more than neighboring properties. Is the alleged difficulty self-created? No. On the appeal of Robert and Patricia Krenzer for permission to construct a porch at the property located at 60 North Beagle Street. Commissioner Collier, yes. Commissioner Usaki, yes. Commissioner Rice, yes. Commissioner Lou Alfaro, yes. Chairman Hellwig, yes. That's fine. Appeal is granted with the following stipulations. The appellant shall comply with all testimony and information presented at the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting held on May 26, 2020. The board stated the following findings of fact and the determinations. Will an undesirable change be produced? No, the design for the proposed porch will be in line with the character of the existing structure. Can other alternatives feasible for the applicant to be pursued be used? No, the structure is already too close to the property line. Is a requested area variance a substantial variation from the area of dimensional standard set? No, the porch is only 10 feet wide. Will the proposed variance have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions? No, most houses on the street are pre-existing non-conforming. Is the alleged difficulty self-created? No. On the appeal of Roxanne Gloniak for permission to construct a garage and privacy fence at the property located at 417 Temple Street. Chairman Collier, no. Commissioner Collier, no. Commissioner Usaki, no. Commissioner Rice, no. Commissioner Lou Alfaro, no. Chairman Howard, no. The appeal is denied with the following. The appeal is denied. The board stated the following findings of fact and their determinations. Will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood? Yes, the proposed garage is considered too large for a residential zone. Can other alternatives feasible for the applicant to be pursued be used? Yes, the garage can be built in compliance with the setback requirements. Is the requested area variance a substantial variation from the area of dimensional standard set? Yes, the property has ample yard to provide appropriate setbacks. Will the proposed variance have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions? Yes. The proposed garage will obstruct the street view and may pose a danger to pedestrian traffic. Is alleged difficulty self-created? Yes. On the appeal of Brightco LLC for permission to convert the existing structure into a warehouse and office space at the property located at 85 Lakeshore Drive West. Commissioner Collier, yes. Commissioner Usaki, yes. Commissioner Rice, yes. Commissioner Lou Alfaro, yes. Chairman Hellwig, yes. Appeal is granted with the following stipulations. The appellant shall comply with all testimony and information presented at the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting held on May 26, 2020. The board stated the following findings of fact and the determinations. The applicant cannot realize a reasonable return as shown by competent financial evidence. The lack of return must be substantial. Yes. The alleged hardship relating to the property is unique. Yes. The requested use variance if granted will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. No. The alleged hardship has been self-created. No. There is an additional stipulation on that. Condition number 2 is to abide by the City of Dunkirk noise ordinance. In the appeal of the Chautauqua Center for permission to construct a medical office space at the property located at 75 East 3rd Street. Commissioner Collier, yes. Commissioner Usaki, yes. Commissioner Rice, yes. Commissioner Lou Alfaro, yes. Chairman Hellwig, yes. Will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood? No, the proposed building will be an improvement to the neighborhood. And other alternatives feasible for the applicant to be pursued be used? No. Parking alternatives are readily available and the additional height is necessary for accessibility. Is the requested area variance a substantial variation from the area of dimensional standard set? No. Other medical offices exist in the area. Will the proposed variance have an adverse effect or impact on the physical environmental conditions? No, the proposed building will not create a substantial increase in traffic in an already busy area. Is the alleged difficulty self-created? No. In the appeal of Richard Hofer for permission to construct an addition at the property located at 824 Central Avenue. Commissioner Collier, yes. Commissioner Usaki, yes. Commissioner Rice, yes. Commissioner Lou Alfaro, yes. Chairman Hellwig, yes. Appeal is granted with the following stipulations. The appellant shall comply with all testimony and information presented at the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting held on May 26, 2020. The proposed drainage tie-in shall be approved by the city. The board stated the following findings of fact and the determinations. Will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood? No, the addition will not be visible from the street. And other alternatives feasible for the applicant to be pursued be used? No, the lot is too narrow. Is the requested area variance a substantial variation from the area of dimensional standard set? No, the proposed addition will be set back further than the existing deck. Will the proposed variance have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions? No, the addition is located on the back of the existing structure. Is the alleged difficulty self-created? No.
Okay. Please have a motion to adjourn.
Rice and
Motion
Collier.
made by Commissioner Rice, seconded by Commissioner Collier. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Al. He's on vacation.
Yeah, that's my view. Foggy.
Oh, wow, wow.
Wow, nice view there.
I'm going on vacation.
I know, right? Like around this fourth Tuesday of the month.
One or the other one might call you back and ask you what can we do? What can we do to fix this? They gotta make it smaller.
I know, I'm not ever doing this again. Oh, look at that, there's a hot tub and everything.
Yeah, it's only 100.
Bye.
All right, it's my turn now.
All right.
Diving in.
Bye.